Welcome back, our beloved viewers, to another episode on our channel. Today, we invite you to join us on a remarkable adventure, following in the footsteps of an incredibly skilled craftsman on his 80-day journey to build a fully handcrafted and truly one-of-a-kind shelter. From the very first day, with nothing but raw materials and his own two hands, he faces nature's challenges head-on, cutting wood, shaping each joint and carefully assembling every piece with precision and dedication. Over the course of 80 days, what begins as a vision slowly rises from the earth, transforming into a shelter that is both a masterpiece of craftsmanship and a testament to patience, hard work, and ingenuity. Every moment is filled with the sounds of hammers, saws, and the quiet determination of a man bringing his dream to life. Stay tuned, because this is not just a build, it's a journey of creativity, resilience, and the pure joy of making something extraordinary from almost nothing. The ground has been cleared. A new build begins. Stakes mark the outline of what will soon rise from the earth. Each post is driven deep into the soil, one strike at a time, the sound of hammer on wood echoing through the quiet forest. The posts are not just wood. They are the spine of the future shelter, holding firm against wind, rain, and tide. Every placement matters. Each angle is checked, every line measured twice. The craftsman works with a steady rhythm, sweat marking his effort. The first layer of the dream takes shape in the ground itself. A solid foundation means a strong shelter. For days, he hammers, levels, and secures each post. Slowly, the framework locks into place. With the foundation done, the rest of the build can finally begin. One step closer to turning a vision into reality. With the foundation secured, the next phase begins. Heavy beams are lifted one by one and set into place. Each joint is carefully notched, locked together with precision. The frame starts to rise, tall and proud against the open sky. Every post, every crossbeam adds strength and shape to what was once only a vision. With the walls standing firm, it's time to lift the roof frame. Long rafters are carried to the top, heavy yet precise in their placement. One by one, they are set into the notches, forming the steep angles that will soon shelter everything below. The air fills with the sound of wood meeting wood, each strike locking the structure tighter. The craftsman moves carefully, balancing high above the ground. Each rafter is checked for alignment, secured with pegs, and tied into the growing skeleton. Slowly, the triangular outline of the roof takes shape, turning an open frame into the promise of a true home. Piece by piece, the skeleton of the shelter stiffens, transforming from a collection of beams into a solid, unified structure. Each secure joint means the roof will stand against wind, rain, and the test of time. With the last nail set firmly in place, the frame holds strong, ready for the next stage of the build. The frame stands strong, and now the focus shifts to the floor. Rough planks, freshly cut, are stacked nearby. Each board carries the marks of the saw splinters, uneven edges, and the raw grain of the forest. The craftsman takes them one by one, securing each piece onto the workbench. The sound of wood meeting wood echoes as the planks settle into place. He checks each seam, ensuring no gaps remain, tapping edges gently with a mallet until they sit flush. Board by board, the bare ground disappears beneath a clean, seamless surface of timber. The rhythm of the work is steady and careful. The craftsman kneels, fixes each plank with nails, and tests for sturdiness. A few creaks are corrected, each nail driven deep to anchor the boards firmly to the frame. As the final plank falls into place, the transformation is complete. What was once an open frame now boasts a solid, polished wooden floor, a foundation ready to hold the weight of the entire shelter. The floor is solid, and now the frame needs its supporting beams. Thick wooden frames are marked with careful lines, every measurement checked twice. The craftsman takes up his saw, cutting along the marks with slow, deliberate strokes. Each cut releases the sharp scent of fresh timber, the sound of teeth biting through wood steady and sure. The prepared frames are ready, and now comes the task of mounting the heavy crossbeams. Each beam is hoisted into place with steady effort, guided carefully into the notches cut to hold them. The weight settles with a dull thud, wood locking into wood, forming the backbone of the roof structure. The craftsman checks every connection, ensuring the beams align perfectly with the frame. Wooden pegs are hammered in, nails driven deep, and braces added to hold everything tight. Every joint is tested with a firm push. No movement allowed. As each beam is secured, the framework stiffens, the once flexible skeleton becoming a solid interlocked structure. The rhythmic sound of hammering fills the air, each strike tightening the hold of the crossbeams. With the roof beams locked firmly in place, it's time to close in the shelter. Equal length planks, cut and measured with precision, are stacked in order, ready to form the walls. One by one, the craftsman lifts each piece, aligning them carefully against the frame. The sound of hammering mixes with the sharp crack of wood fitting into place. Gaps disappear as plank after plank falls in line, creating a seamless barrier against the outside world. Sawdust and wood chips scatter across the floor, marking steady progress. The walls continue to rise plank by plank until the skeleton of the shelter begins to feel enclosed. Each piece fits tightly against the next, the rhythm of hammering steady and sure. Slowly, the open frame transforms into solid walls, the structure taking on the shape of a real cabin. Yet not every section is filled. At carefully measured spots, the craftsman leaves open spaces, gaps where future doors and windows will bring light and entry. He checks the dimensions repeatedly, ensuring the openings are square and aligned with the design. Around these gaps, the boards are secured even more firmly, reinforced to carry the weight of the walls above. Each strike of the hammer drives the nails deeper, the sound echoing through the growing shelter. By the day's end, the cabin stands surrounded by its first true walls. Openings for doors and windows break the solid surfaces, hinting at the life that will one day pass through them. What was once only a frame now feels like the beginnings of a home. Day by day, the cabin takes on its true form. The walls stand firm, the roof frame is locked in place, and the once empty skeleton now feels alive. Gaps are sealed, the wooden floor gleams under the shifting light, and every beam holds steady against the wind. The frame stands ready, and now the final layer of protection goes up the metal roof. Sheets of corrugated steel are carried one by one to the top of the structure, their edges catching the sunlight. Each sheet is carefully aligned along the rafters, the lines straight and true to ensure water runs cleanly off the roof. Each frame is assembled piece by piece, joints locked tight with wooden pegs and nails. The craftsman checks every corner with a square, ensuring the angles are true. He runs his hands along the edges, feeling for any roughness that might catch when the doors or windows are fitted. Once complete, the frames are lifted into place. They slide into the waiting gaps left in the walls, a precise fit against the surrounding timber. With each strike of the hammer, nails bite deep, anchoring the frames firmly to the structure. By the end of the day, every opening is outlined by sturdy wooden frames. Doorways and windows now stand ready, transforming empty gaps into defined spaces, hinting at the life that will soon flow through them. With the sturdy frames now in place, the craftsman turns to the finer details. fitting the window casings. Each piece of timber is carefully cut, its edges beveled and sanded until smooth. He measures twice, ensuring the trim will sit flush against the frames, leaving no gaps for wind or rain. Piece by piece, the casings are positioned around the windows. A few gentle taps of the mallet set them in place, and nails are driven deep to hold the wood tight. The rhythmic hammering echoes through the cabin, each strike marking another step toward completion. The new casings frame the openings neatly, giving the walls a finished, defined look. Light now spills through the windows, outlining the clean edges of the wood and casting bright shapes on the polished floor. By the time the last casing is secured, the cabin feels more complete. The raw frames have transformed into windows, ready to receive shutters or glass, turning open gaps into true portals to the outside world. At last, the build stands complete. What began as bare ground and scattered timber has transformed into a one-of-a-kind wooden cabin, a creation shaped by patience, precision, and tireless craftsmanship. Every joint is secure, every beam aligned, and every surface carries the mark of the builder's hand. With the cabin complete, the builder turns to the final touch, a path leading up to the entrance. He studies the slope, marking the gentle line where each step will sit. Logs are cut to equal lengths and carried into place, their bark still carrying the scent of the forest. Each step is set firmly into the earth, the ground dug and leveled before the timber is laid. He drives stakes on either side to hold them in place, the hammer's steady rhythm echoing through the clearing.
Uy thể giúp si cute ân thể ủ cầm verlit, thể bị nơ múc in sát tỏ in si tồn thể ủ đơn si lin. Ke phali select tất bờ lăng ở si tắc ni bà, để sơ phật sật si sẵn đít si mút, ít uốn cắt tỏ thể bờ di sa si lên tỏ phít bi tơ in thể giắc tờ si. Hay bi gin at one corner, lít tình thể phật si bờ lăng in ta bờ lê si. Anh phiêu mê rất tắc ớt thể mà lít xét ít si nà gơ li ghen thể bìm, ân này là đờ gì vẫn đít, là kinh thể út đồ vừa hết.
Before assembling the furniture, each piece of timber is carefully refined. The craftsman sets a plank on the workbench, gripping his hand plane firmly. With long, even strokes, he shaves away the rough surface, exposing the clean, pale wood beneath. Curls of shaving spiral to the floor, gathering in soft piles around his feet. The rhythmic scrape of the plane fills the cabin, a steady, almost meditative sound. The craftsman turns to furnishing the interior, beginning with a sturdy wooden bed. He selects thick, straight logs for the frame, marking each piece carefully before cutting. The saw bites through the wood with a steady rhythm, filling the cabin with the scent of fresh timber. The bed frame takes shape piece by piece. The legs are cut first, then joined with horizontal beams, each joint reinforced with wooden pegs and nails. A set of evenly spaced slats is then laid across the frame, each one secured firmly to hold the weight of the mattress. The sound of hammering echoes through the cabin, each strike a step closer to completion. When the final slat is in place, the craftsman runs his hand over the finished bed. Solid, level, and polished, it blends seamlessly with the wooden interior of the cabin. The craftsman envisions one more addition, a sheltered kitchen space. He marks out an extension just off the main structure, clearing the ground and driving stakes to set the new frame. Fresh beams are lifted into place, their ends locked firmly against the existing walls to create a seamless connection. One by one, supporting posts rise, anchored deep into the earth. Crossbeams span the gap, forming the skeleton of the new roof. He works methodically, checking each joint, tightening every connection with nails and braces. The sound of hammering rings once more through the clearing, as if echoing the early days of the build. The wooden frame of the kitchen extension now stands ready, waiting for its protective covering. One by one, sheets of corrugated metal are carried up, their surfaces flashing in the sunlight. Each piece is carefully aligned with the roof beams, ensuring perfect overlap so that rainwater will flow freely away. Sheets of corrugated metal are carried up and fastened securely. Overlapping edges ensure rainwater will run cleanly away, keeping the cooking area dry even in heavy storms. Sunlight glints off the finished roof, and the extension blends naturally with the original cabin design. With the kitchen extension finished, the craftsman turns his focus to furnishing the space, starting with sturdy wooden tables and chairs. He selects thick, seasoned planks and marks the lines for each joint with careful precision. By the end of the day, the workshop is filled with the sound of tools resting. The newly carved joints stand ready for assembly, promising furniture that's not only functional, but also built to last, a perfect match for the handcrafted cabin. He begins by setting sturdy posts along the edge, each one sunk deep to the timber deck and secured with braces. Next, he measures and cuts the horizontal rails, shaping the ends so they fit snugly into the posts. The mallet taps steadily as each rail slides into place, and nails are driven deep to hold the structure firm. Vertical balusters follow, each one evenly spaced and aligned. The craftsman sands their surfaces smooth, removing any rough edges. After countless days of labor, the vision is finally complete. What once began as scattered logs and bare earth now stands as a fully realized wooden home, a creation born of patience, skill, and sheer determination. Every beam and panel carries the mark of his hands, each detail telling the story of its making. Thank you all for watching and staying with us throughout this journey. Every frame of this build tells the story of dedication, effort, and the beauty of creating something with our own hands. We hope you enjoy witnessing the transformation from scattered logs to a warm, unique wooden home. Stay tuned for more projects and adventures ahead. Your support means the world to us, and we can't wait to share what comes next. Until then, take care and see you in the next video.